Remember Jussie Smollett, the actor convicted for staging a racist and homophobic attack against himself? Well, he served just 6 days of his 150-day sentence, and today's in court trying to get the whole thing thrown out. Smollett had claimed the attack was the work of Donald Trump supporters in ski masks, and then lied about it to the Chicago police, which launched a major media firestorm. Earlier today, Smollett, former star of Empire, was in a Chicago appellate court trying to have his conviction tossed out, or at least his sentence. If Smollett wins his appeal, he could walk out of the courthouse a free man. If his appeal fails, he will almost certainly have to serve the remaining 144 days of his sentence, which was handed down in March of 2022.
I know that Jussie Smollett grew up knowing to be sensitive to matters about racial discrimination. He doesn't just talk the talk, he's walking the walk. He's out there, he's advocating, he's involved in the community. He cares deeply about social justice issues. And for you now to sit here, convicted of hoaxing hate crimes, racial hate crimes, and homophobic hate crimes, the hypocrisy is just astounding.
Remember this? Cold night, Chicago, January 2019. Smollett reports to police he's attacked by two men wearing ski masks and yelling, quote, "This is MAGA country." Investigation found his alleged attackers, turned into an investigation into Smollett, all leading to his arrest less than a month later and charges that he orchestrated the whole incident. Police and prosecutors say Smollett paid two brothers who he knew, who worked as extras on the set of Empire, to stage the assault, and that he told them to yell racist and homophobic slurs as they did. Their attorney will join us in a minute, but Smollett has maintained his innocence, as evidenced by his courtroom outburst following his sentencing.
All right, defendants remanded to the custody of sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal.
Stop laughing about black.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
But it's not his claims of innocence that Smollett's attorneys have been arguing in the appellate court. Among other claims, Smollett's lawyers arguing that he's being punished for the same crime twice. They said they had a deal with the county state attorney's office to drop the charges in return for community service that they say he's already performed, as well as a $10,000 bond that they say he forfeited. Of course, appeal was always the plan. Here's Smollett's attorney right after his client was found guilty by a jury.
We feel 100% confident that this case will be won on appeal. Unfortunately, that's not the route we wanted, but sometimes that's the route that you have to take to win.
Joining us now is Gloria Rodriguez, attorney for the Osundairo brothers. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so what do you make of this appeal? What do you make of Jussie Smollett's chances? How do your clients feel about the fact that he is continuing to insist his innocence?
Thanks for having me on again, Dan. It's always nice to see you. First let me start with the brothers, because this case doesn't exist without them, and they're aware of that. They're trying to piece their life back together. They've gone through many pains with this case. It blew up into something that they never thought would happen. In their minds, you have to remember when this all went down, they were helping a friend. They were putting their trust into someone who they thought had their back. This was supposed to be a publicity stunt and nothing more, and no one ever mentioned the word police. So they're really glad that this case is just kind of moving forward, but it's still ongoing. And gosh, if Jussie wins his appeal and they have to go back to court or they have to have a new trial, I think the brothers would be really disappointed.
Put on your legal hat for a moment here, your bigger picture legal hat. Do you expect that he's got a decent chance of winning his appeal? I mean, it seems like a long shot to me, but he does have an argument.
Every lawyer and judge that I encounter at the water cooler in my career since that has happened asks me, what do you think is going to happen? And I ask them, well, what do you think is going to happen? And I get a 50-50 split across the board. I've had judges who are really kind of, firmly believe in the non-prosecutorial agreement standing, the one that Jussie entered with Kim Foxx. That was an arrangement where he did community service over the weekend. He paid his bond, which was $10,000. He forfeited that. And then he got a pass. He didn't even have to say he was guilty.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.